like, if I could, I would go to all 600 of your homes and I would sit down with you and we would just have a personal conversation. We just have a one-on-one. So this is also so much more comfortable than walking in heels. Can I get an amen on that one? So I thought I'd just sit down and that we would talk to each other. We'd have a conversation. I would treat you the exact same way that I treated all of my team. And I would talk to you exactly like I talked to my team all of those years every time we were leaving convention or every time we got back from convention. Let me start by saying, I know what you're feeling right now. It's electric. You're probably annoyed that I'm talking. You know, like you've got so much going on inside your body that your hands are probably a little clammy and you're ready to get home and you're ready to get to work and you don't want to listen to one more speaker. Also, I've talked a little too much this convention, but you're ready to get home and you're ready to get to work. It is palpable, the energy that's running through your body right now. I know exactly what that's like. So this is going to be interactive because remember, we're at my kitchen table or we're at your kitchen table. So open up your journals and get to a blank page, please. And then I want you to do two things. I want you to put the numbers 1, 2, 3, because you're going to make a list twice. So 1, 2, 3, and then, down further on the paper, I want you to write 1, 2, 3 again, because we're going to write down two separate things. And then at the top of the page, I want you to write, be bigger. Just right at the top of the page. So it just be bigger, and then two sets of 3. When we were little, all we ever wanted was to be bigger. We wanted to grow taller. Ladies, we wanted bigger boobs. That's true. But all we ever wanted was to just be bigger, and we wanted to grow up. And we wanted the lives that we saw all of these people on TV having or, our parents having. We just wanted to be bigger. We wanted to grow. But somewhere along the way, it became really uncomfortable to grow. Yes, there were growing pains physically in our body, but then you get to this point, and I think sometimes in our life, or maybe all of us, you think, I'm grown. I don't have to do any more growing. I don't have to grow anymore. I hear people saying, I haven't read a book since high school. That's something to brag about. We've got to continue to grow, right? But somewhere along the way, it just became something that we don't really do anymore. So Daniel and I went to our first convention, kicking and screaming. We've already talked about that. Sat in the back of the room, changed our lives. When we left, we were stationed at Fort Walton Beach, Florida then. When we left Fort Walton Beach, we left Daniel and Ashley Peebles. We left the military couple because we all put labels on ourselves, right? What we do for a living. And we came back, the vitamin people. And you know what I mean. Y'all want to go home and you want to talk to everyone yesterday. You want to talk to everyone. And you're going to. You are going to go out there and start so many massive fires. It's going to be beautiful. But what we did when we got home from our first convention is we messed everything up. We talked to everybody, yes, but we did it totally the wrong way. I wrote 4-page emails. Oh, if I were to show those to you, I can't. I could never, ever do that because I would lose all credibility standing on this stage. We did it all wrong. We backed the dump truck up on them and just unloaded everything that we knew. We took the fire hose out and we fire hosed them. There was 0 questions they could ask because I told them everything about that company. I told them every word I had heard that weekend. We messed it all up. But like I said yesterday, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, the wrong thing to the right people. I think our first meeting, I wish I could see Daniel, it was at least 3 hours long, which that's ridiculous. I don't know why people stayed. They may have even signed up just so we'd shut up. But we messed it up so bad, but you can't do it long enough. But what we did realize was we were going to have to learn, and we were going to have to grow, and we were going to have to admit that we were wrong, and we had to be bigger. We had to learn more, right? So then you move into your business, and you start thinking, if I could just get to Ruby, my life would be so great. If I could just get to diamond, if I could just get to sapphire, my life would be so great. And I wouldn't be scared anymore. Like if by the time I've gotten to ruby or by the time I get to diamond, by the time I'm Louis Smith, I'm not going to be scared anymore. Nothing's going to scare me because there's proof of concept and all that stuff. What I realized is as we moved through the ranks and got to where we were in a very successful large organization was the bigger you grow, the bigger your problems grow. And the bigger your fear grows. It's just different kind of fear. You know, they say there's rich folks' problems and poor folks' problems. Like poor folks' problems with taxes or that they have to pay them. Poor folks' problems, I forget it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, don't you love it when you just mess it all up on stage? Anyways, rich folks' problems, poor folks' problems. My husband's rolling over in his seat wherever he is because I messed it up. But there were new beginner problems when we were brand new distributors. And then there were bigger problems when we were at the diamond level here. You know, like at that point when you get there, I don't just have my dreams and my goals in my prayers at night. I feel responsible for the people that are on my team and making sure that they're getting fed, they're getting everything, and they're moving through the ranks. You know, I just realized that I had to put my pride down and I had to learn more and I had to be bigger. I had to dream bigger. I had to make sure that I was bigger than that situation. So then you're working your business at any level and you're tired and you're frustrated. I remember we were, working towards a really, really big goal. And I had been, first of all, I drove 6 hours to do an event, and the host was not there. So that's fun. We ended up literally putting together an event in that town at the local library because it was free. And we were like, we'll be at the library because the host was literally not at the house, which is, that only happened once. So we get there, and we're trying to close this out. It's a huge goal. We're going for a trip. We're going for a new pen level. And I had worked with them. I ran the rubber off my tires to make this happen. And I'm waiting. It's on the pay period close. And like you're all nervous and you keep refreshing the screen like it's going to magically pop out of the screen and something's going to happen. And I'm gently reminding them, sending a message about, oh, look at the weather, hoping you'd be like, oh, yeah, I forgot to put that order in. All of those things that we do. And right at the last minute, 11:30 at night, I get the text message. And if you've been in this business long enough, you know what that text message is. You know what? We're just going to wait. Or, you know what? I'm just going to pray about it. And I'm like, don't you bring God into this. So then I was like, buy your products. Anyways, so those situations, like when you are so frustrated, when you've missed out on a big goal, when everyone's moving around you. Like when your friends that you love in this room are succeeding and you are not. We have to be bigger than that. The only way for NeoLife to grow bigger, and we're going to, is if each one of us commits to being bigger. Like, Kendra cannot do this on her own. The diamonds in this room, the president's team in this room, they cannot do this on their own. Each one of us has to commit to be bigger. We've got to be bigger in the small moments. And we've got to play to the size of our vision, not the size of the crowd. One person showing up to your event could change your life and your business forever. I did a talk one time where I held an apple up and I said, all right, here's this apple. If I cut it open right now, you could all tell me how many seeds were in this apple, right? Like we could count them. It's math. But could you tell me how many apples could come from one of those seeds? You can't. That one person that shows up at your event could be Louis Smith. You've got to play to the size of your vision, not to the size of your crowd. We've got to be bigger in those small moments. We've got to be bigger in the big moments. We've got to focus on being grateful when it's easy to find complaints. One of my favorite sayings is the seeds of discontent cannot grow in a grateful heart. So if you ever find that you're a little more discontented than a normal, don't even know if that's a word, than normal, or you're complaining a little bit more, we just got to find something that we're grateful for. But we got to be bigger by growing ourselves personally, I truly believe that personal development is the thing that will take any company and any person to the next level. So if you're not focusing on your personal growth, there's a reason it's one of our 3 daily success habits. If you're not reading something that feeds you and helps you to grow, you're not going to go anywhere. You know, they say we're either spiraling up or spiraling down. If you think that you are not doing either, you're really spiraling down. You know, I've always heard that if the why is big enough, the how becomes easy. That is simply not true. If the why is big enough, the how becomes worth it. You know, if your house is on fire and your kids are inside, is it going to be easy to run inside and get them? No, but it will be worth it. Are you going to do it anyway? Yes, because it's worth it. But easy and hard has nothing to do with this business. Alan said it yesterday. You do it until. Who cares if it's easy? Who cares if it's hard? You do it until. But easy and hard has nothing to do with this business. It's your vision. You've got to be bigger than hard. We are on the launch pad of massive growth in this business, in this company. NeoLife is going to explode in North America. You're going to look back on this convention and you're going to say, that was the day. That was the talk. That was the moment. That was the conversation. That was the nugget that took me to the next level, took my business to the next level. But 2022 is the year that NeoLife becomes bigger. But in order for that to happen, we're all going to have to become bigger. So those things that I had you write down on your papers, there's 2 things, and you don't have to do it right now, but I do want you to complete it. The first 3 are I want you to write the 3 things that are holding you back. You don't have to do it right now. I know. I need you to think about it. But 3 things that are holding you back. And then I want you to look at the words at the top of the page. Be bigger than whatever they are. Be bigger than you don't like to make phone calls, right? And then the next 3 things at the bottom are the 3 people that you are going to bring with you next year to our convention. Because this is the year that we get bigger. You know, I remember that I told you all at some point in this weekend that when I left my first convention, I wrote my 5 diamond director and I called my shot. And I was so nervous. I dropped my phone. I was freaking out. I was like, why did I do that? I'm like such an idiot. And Daniel was driving and it's almost like slow motion. And I remember it like it was yesterday. But he looked at me and said, I love it when you call your shot because you never miss. Problem is I just didn't call my shot that often, right? So today we're going to call our shot. Kendra's out there somewhere. She may be in the back, but Kendra, we're talking directly to you. Can you bring just 3 people with you next year? Can you? Thank you. Will you commit to bringing 3 people that are not in this room with you next year? Do you know that if we just do that, we triple the room? It's just that easy. Like, that's not even difficult. That's not even big math, right? We could triple the room. So we need to look Kendra directly in the eye wherever she is and call our shot. Kendra, it's probably this 5 seconds of crazy because we talked in the back and we were like, all right, I'm going to tell them we're going to double the room. I just said triple. And there's that. So that's a little nerve-wracking. So remember when I told y'all earlier in the week that if your goals don't make you nervous, that they're probably not big enough? I know we can double the room. Like, that's easy. But we can triple the room next year. And I'm already nervous saying it. But if we try to triple it and then we 2.5 it, isn't that great? But isn't that exactly like all of your dreams and all of your goals? Don't shoot too low. Kendra, we're going to triple the size of this room next year. I can promise you that I will be bigger for all of you. Will you be bigger? Will you dream bigger? Will you think bigger? Will you literally fill the room so that it is bigger? Because we will believe in you bigger. Because I know that you can be bigger, do bigger, and dream bigger. The teams are going to be bigger next year. The checks are going to be bigger next year. NeoLife is going to be bigger. And let me leave you with just the line that I think comes to my mind every time I think about being here and the blessing of being with all of you. The best really is yet to come for every person in those seats. Your dreams, you think are so far away, they are so much closer than you think they are. You can do so much more than you think is possible right now if we all are just a little bit bigger this next year. Thank you so much.